Thanks, Mom. I'm pretty sure.
Woodley's celebrating as well.
And minutes for the first time in his Ariel. You mentioned Tyron Woodley, and again, a guy whose fights tonight. He didn't get knocked out. He maybe didn't win. How would you?
I'm sure he's going to be disappointed if he doesn't get the W here. I don't think he has anything to be ashamed of, but yes, it looks like Jake Paul's going to get it.
If you look at the numbers, there are some good things for him. You know, he landed 41% of his rounds 4 and 5. He looked like he was a little gassed, right? He did, and so that's impressive. Now let's think about this. So later on, that's to win in the round. What happens in rounds 5, 6, 7? If they will have been enough to win in the round.
Put it into the debate if he's a fighter.
By Jake Paul because he had to display that aspect.
And take a look at what transpired. And landing this left hand, but we started to get, there was a point there, especially in round 4, where Woodley kept him up. It wasn't called that. That could have had some difference in the scoring. Woodley boxed, or Jake Paul boxed effectively. And remember that over.
The question I have is who's going to get the tattoo out?
Will be sent to one of the dressing rooms.
You know who has the answer to the real question is Jimmy Lennon Jr.
After 8 rounds of action, we have a split decision of 77-75 in favor of Jake, 75 in favor of Tyron Woodley, 4 in favor of the winner by split decision.
Jake Paul in front of his hometown.
Yeah, and it provided some. He's so tired. Could he continue? He did. It wasn't a brilliant.
Tyron, Jake Paul's family.
The mom's gonna hug him.
Forget the fight. Let's watch the moms.
Though it wasn't a winning effort, he was able to.
In the day, everyone is getting paid in full.
He's in this. He's going to have more fights. What did this tell us about us there? We'll be at the center of trying to smooth out the edges.
Boxer.
Yeah.
All right, let's go up to Ariel Helwani.
On a great win. Was that tougher than you expected it to be?
Yeah, look, striking, whatever you want to call it, for 20-something years. I've been doing this than I expected. My legs felt.
And undefeated fighter known as the Problem. To give instructions, once again we have George Nichols.
Welcome, boxers. Previously, touch him up, fight hard and clean.
Tattoo Woodley with punches once the bell goes. George Nichols, professional boxing debut against Jake Paul, looking to go. The crowd electric, and Woodley in the white with pink and blue. And in stance, everything is different.
This is surreal. We've never seen. Told me all week, look out for the left. The left will be his undoing.
With a right hand to the body of Woodley.
The overhand right in. He has to hope, and Paul would like.
This is his own personal Super Bowl, and what an atmosphere here.
You mentioned that overhand right. He had a lot of success with that in MMA, but that's a sport.
The double jab through the guard by the bigger Paul before going down.
Very hard. He's hoping he can use it in this fight. So far,
big knock on Woodley has been over the last 4 fights, stuck in neutrons. We want to see some aggression out of him.
Good combination by Paul. Many areas will reignite it. Or he could get
his last fight against Vicente Luque, but then he got finished in the first round. So
round going to the body with a couple of right hands, but still.
Yeah, using all of this ring, using the jab, and putting some
challenger. And Woodley has Eric Brown, so he has his. Wow, look at this. Did 6 punches while throwing 21.
Effectively, and he has done that so far. Controlled the range. That's created most of the 7 knockdowns he's had in his 3. Seen that yet? Can't throw the off-balance right hands. He'll be the chance to do that.
He threw one jab and landed the one jab. The bell in round 2. You know, Jake Paul says more seriously he feels than a lot of pro boxers. Wood can market himself a lot better than a lot of pro fighters.
Better than almost
The lack of activity in the first round, new venture for him. First round, now pushing the pace. We're about to find out.
This fight came about as Woodley was in bed. Woodley began, well, to talk a landfill's worth of trouble.
fight.
Yes.
You know? He's using jab, punch. And Woodley just can't get, is kind of out of control, so he can counter punch.
Big size difference.
Where this fight goes, it would favor Woodley. He's fought 25-minute fights,
right.
6-7 rounds. That's where we want to beat him because we think he's going to get tired early.
Would be the difference.
Some MMA fighters as well, Mike Perry.
Here in the second round, still very much a surveying the landscape and gets hit with punches very expertly.
You know, he's a pretty good combination puncher now. You have to look at it and take it at face value because he can throw good combination.
Trying to get on track here, less than 20.
Weighing 200 pounds right now. It's a very noticeable difference.
And the fans have followed Paul's career. They're booing because...
Baby, good round. Slow down. Hold that right there. 2-0. 2-0. I want to see this round, Jay, to keep... Also, when you're stabbing, moving back, touch jab, off that back.
Yeah, own your stuff.
Hey,
let's go. Look.
Bell in round 3 again scheduled for 8. He looks to land the jab and...
Find a place for that punch, and he did get that right hand in very nicely. And
feature on their mom's area. You know what they say, you don't tug on soup. Got along, Mama said knock you out.
Yes, and especially Mama Woodley. Hands go. He's starting to do that now in the third round a little bit more.
A minute gone here in the third. Nice right hand left. So that right.
And Ariel's right. Woodley did come out a little bit more aggressive, and he's going to end
with the jab.
What's interesting about that? The jab paved the way inside for Woodley, and he almost...
He's getting
lead right uppercut in the right hand, and Woodley shot. 2 Canucks were on the front.
That's right, the A-team, baby, the A-team.
Under
you out.
And the question, and it is event than Jake Paul, what will happen if this
champion, but at 39, pro boxing debut, hot in under the... Woodley at the bell lands a right hand. Enjoying that last moment of action, and there is the two moms come together, and maybe they can create their own show.
That's efficient. Early on in that round, here is Scott there, did get the left hand in. That's one thing you really don't want to do against this right hand may or may not have landed for Woodley. Well, guess what?
Can land that uppercut that The Rock landed in Jumanji.
But guys, this is fascinating theater now. What's going on in his mind? I'd love to know.
And you know, a straight right.
Looks like Paul is now biting down on his gum shield, and all of a sudden...
Woodley roughing him up on the inside.
Or not, this isn't Nate Robinson. This isn't Annie Sun-Gibb.
From Paul.
Can Tyron Woodley generate offense? Right hand, but it'll take a little more than that.
Moving to his left, circling away from left in the fourth.
The fascinating part is that Woodley is walking him.
I think it will favor Woodley. We're going to start to see him look a little better. I think Jake is getting a
sessions, but at this juncture, he's...
Paul gets what's out. There's the jab by Woodley. Crowd, many people want to see him get knocked out as are cheering. Woodley walking Paul down, and then Paul with the...
The plot is thick.
Yeah, high drama in as we head to the second half of this 8. So Paul facing his first taste of adversity.
Well, Marl said it best. It is the first true adversity by Woodley. Who knew he had a left hook? He does have. Seeing the jab, how about that? As a feint, and then the right hand kind of gets in Jake Paul a little bit, and what appeared to be a fatigue, pushing him against the ropes. Could you call that a knockdown? I don't know.
Couldn't make his corner feel good as round 5. And this crowd in fuego here as we begin the fight. Woodley.
Oh, wow. And a hook. Jake Paul needs to...
Woodley's confidence is growing. He's hunting him down. Look at that look on his face.
He's worked on counter-punching, and he and BJ Flores have done it in the sparring section.
Just like you mentioned, Al, our unofficial scorer, Steve Farhood, at least.
Well, Woodley had an interesting quote this week. He said, I'm going to do...
Right hand that scores for Woodley. Hands are low, still open, and Jake Paul's body language speaks volumes, guys.
The confidence is growing. Look at that guy right now. He's starting to believe.
In this round, that active in terms of only throwing 12 punches, so he's going to need...
The crowd eating up every coming.
Not too anxious to engage right now. He's been in with a couple of counter punches.
Delivered by Paul. And Tyron Woodley in his boxing career.
When Woodley jabs, it's a good jab.
And as noted, trainer Steve.
What a crowd.
What an atmosphere here in...
Man. Don't give this guy no time.
Well, Tyron Woodley had his moments in that last round as well. On in the round, and there you see him trying with the left hook. A more experienced boxer would have followed up with a left hook. Woodley not at that point, and that's one thing you really with each other. And Jake Paul.
Back to back.
Round 6. Looking to knock Paul off in his
in an active boxing match, and it came courtesy of, and it was a very well thrown left hook.
I agree.
And then later in the red, and he followed up with a couple punches, even though they didn't get there at that point.
You know, Woodley's only throwing 89
off the side of the head.
Definitely knocked him off balance. Dave Chappelle agrees he's off. So many luminaries out
Probably the first round
this unique. They're looking to bounce back. Pulling behind the blades. Making deep breaths is Jake Paul. Yeah, Jake Paul is finally in a fight.
Firstly, Jake Paul.
Is he a fighter? I think tonight he is proving.
Roughing up. Who knew he had a left hook? He does have power punches. And it was a very...
Paul, 1-2, and Woodley closes the gap. Starts to dig a
difference, but some of them are getting there, and that could easily be enough to win.
15 seconds left in the round.
Well, he thought enough to...
Left hook, Woodley on the attack as we...
2 more rounds. Good fucking work press. Good job, baby. Good press. Straight to do this. All day. We got it. Listen. Stay calm. Listen, this is what I need you to do this round.
Hold back. You don't want to get back there and be like, damn, I could have did more. You don't want to sit first. I just need you to listen to me. You got to trust me. Everything's going to work out. Just go first.
We get set for round number 7.
You heard Gerald Tucker say, move your head to Tyron Woodley. That's off.
Line, and now Woodley. Rushing Paul into the corner.
I got something big, and he's got to get in there and throw punches. You know, I think the one missing piece in there is to throw some of those power punches. And I wouldn't even suggest it, except...
To your point, there's something there. He just needs to throw it more.
Exactly. And he's a little wider now than...
Oh, and he got caught with that left hand by Woodley. Staying composed in the center of the ring. Granted, on his back foot.
Well, this is one of the few rounds in which
Woodley to the 7th. Billed as Jake Paul's toughest test, and it is proving to over 4 minutes total left in this fight.
Thing that has surprised you from his last fight, you were there ringside. Anything new?
His distance right now, you know, as the fight goes.
Neither fighter able to put together sustained at the clock.
Which does not help Woodley.
This round, they are close.
There's a right hand by...
A little more powerful had he not thrown it off his back foot.
3.
You're the boss out there. You're the boss.
He needs a knockout to win. Be smart.
He's going to come out the beast. Be smart. Landed some good right hands. Listen, bring your feet up a little more.
Landing that kind of short lefts effective in the latter part of the round, and may well have been enough to win. Overhand right by Paul, and you know, he's gotten some good right hands in.
Just touch gloves now to kick off the 8th and final round. And
out, so you're gonna have to be careful.
And Woodley is utilizing the jab, and they're both just throwing haymakers wildly. Don't sweat the technique, right?
It is
overhand right there. Tyron Woodley right in front of him. Get close like Starsky and Hutch again. Minute 42. Jab level as the time continues to tick away. Woodley stays out of range, but Woodley needs to...
looking past Tyron Woodley. Well, Paul is winning this fight, which he probably is.
Woodley said he grew up in an environment comes from underachieving and not doing his best, Ariel.
And guys, let's see what he has left in him. 35 left. He's represented himself very well.
Yeah, he hung in there, winning this last round. I doubt that it would be enough to win him the fight.
No.
That's for sure, as